Okay, everybody. So today we're going to do 11-T2D, problem solving looking for a pattern. I thought this was an extremely important life skill, so I wanted to highlight this today. So our first example is going to be Marvin is shopping for new clothes. He receives a member discount on his purchase. The table shows the amount of Marvin pays for his clothes and the amount of his discount. So for a shirt that costs $34.70, he gets $3.47 off. And therefore it is subtracted from the $34.70 and he pays $31.23. For pants, he pays $48.50. He gets a discount of $4.85, and then he subtracts that from the original, and that's why he pays $43.65. For a jacket that costs $62.30, he gets $6.23 off. I subtract that from the original price, and that's how much he's going to pay. This is an extremely important life skill, okay? Because this is something you're going to encounter all the time. Now, the boots themselves cost $68.80. So what you're going to notice, I hope, throughout the pattern of the connection, is that the decimal point is moving one place to the left, okay? That means if it's $34.70, what am I doing to that to get $3.47? What am I doing to that? I am multiplying it by 1/10. And just to make it easier, what it's going to look like in your life is, or if it makes you feel better, 0.110, 1.1 is also equal to 10%. Okay? I don't want to confuse you, but when you look at it in the real world, it's going to say percents. Okay? But essentially what it's doing is a skill that you know, which is multiplying it by 0.1. Okay? And I'm just moving my decimal point over. So 10% or 0.1, a tenth of something, is moving my decimal point 1 over. Okay? It's ridiculously important for tipping. Okay? Because once I know 10%, if I know that's 10% and I want to leave a tip hypothetically for somebody, if I double that, usually I'll round up to 350. If I double that, I know I'm leaving a good tip of 20%. And if you really, really had a good time with it, you could double that if you like. But my point would be is that this is extremely important life skill. So let's look at the boots. Okay? The boots was $68.80. And we need to know how much we get off on it, how much we get a discount for it, and then how much we're going to actually pay for it. So if it's $68.80, and what's happening is the decimal is moving over by 1, which means that we're multiplying by 0.1 or a tenth or 10%. It means that what's happening here is that we're going to move this decimal point one place over. So it's $66.88 for $68.80. Of course, if a zero is here or another number, you're going to round to the nearest cent. Okay? Now, the total price of the boots is $68.80. But I'm going to get, because I'm a member, I'm going to get $6.88 off. 10% or 0.1. Okay? So I'm going to say 68.80 minus $6.88. Of course, I'm going to borrow. That's a 10. That's 2. I have to borrow again. That's a 7. That's a 9. That's a 1. So I get $6.88 off of the boots. And I am going to eventually pay $61.92. I hope that made sense. Okay, The next example that I'd like to bring up is over here. Adrian did 13 sit-ups the first day, 20 sit-ups the second day, and 27 sit-ups the third day. If the pattern continues, how many sit-ups will she do on the sixth day? Okay, so our first day, we have 13 sit-ups, okay? This is our days. This is our sit-ups, okay? Our second day, we have 20 sit-ups, okay? Our third day, we have 27, okay? And they are asking us for the sixth day. So we're gonna have to figure out the fourth day, the fifth day, and then eventually the sixth day, because they don't care about the fourth and the fifth day, but you need to find the fourth and the fifth day in order to find the sixth day, okay? So you have to, when always looking for a pattern, you always have to look at the relationship. How do I go from 13 to 20? Is the number getting bigger or smaller? If it's getting bigger, you're going to either multiply or add. If it's getting smaller, you're going to either subtract or divide. Okay, obviously there's nothing that you can multiply by 13 to get to 20, so we're adding. And I'm hoping that everybody sees that we're adding 7, and then you confirm that you're adding 7 because 20 plus 7 is also going to be 7. So then we're going to add 7 here, which is going to be 34. And then we're going to add another 7 over here, which is going to be 41. And then we're going to finally add another 7 here, which is going to be 48. So on day 6, she does 48 sit-ups, or he. Okay. The next example that I want to do is exactly what we've been doing for this particular unit. Okay, the pattern is 784.5 or 784 and 5/10. Then it's 784 and 45 hundredths. Then it's 845 thousandths. I hope you've been noticing that the decimal is just moving over 1, which means that it's being multiplied. 784.5, 7845, and 7.845. What's happening here is that the decimal is moving over by 1. How does the decimal move over by 1? We're multiplying it by 0.1 or 1/10, okay? Like I told you with the tipping. And then the next 2 digits, the next one would be, I'm sorry, I didn't leave enough room, but I'll put it over here. The next digit would be 0.7845, and then the next one would be 0.07, sorry, I'm having difficulty writing, 7845. Hope that made sense, okay? So essentially the decimal is moving 1 place to the left on each number, but the idea behind it is that you're multiplying it by 1/10. Now I looked at the homework and I saw the first problem showed some complications, so that I wanted to go through it. Okay, the first problem is Mia works in an electronics store. She sells a small CD for $25 and she earns a commission. What happens is when people sell things, they get a little bit of the profit. That's called a commission. That's the reason why people sell things, okay? The store gets some money, but the person who's selling it gets what's called a commission, okay? So she gets 75 cents for selling a $25 CD player. She sells a cell phone for $80 and she earns a commission of $2.40, okay? She sells a DVD player for $150 and earns a commission of $4.50, okay? So we have to find the pattern, the connection here, because we have to figure out how much she's going to earn for a digital camera that's $1.70. So let's first look at the CD player, okay? She gets, for a $25 CD player, she gets 75 cents, okay? Now, for the cell phone, she sells for $80, okay? She gets $2.40 for that. Now, for the DVD player that she sells, okay? The DVD player, which cost $150, she gets $4.50, okay? Now you have to see what the connection is, okay? Now the big hint is that we're working on multiplying by decimals and by powers of 10. Okay, so you have to kind of see what the relationship would kind of be between 25 and 75, okay? It's not necessarily apparent. Okay, so something happens to this 25, and eventually we're going to end up with 75 cents, okay? So I hope that you realize that 25 is a multiple of 75, okay? So what's happening here is that first, 25 is being multiplied by 0.01, okay? And that makes this 0.25, okay? So first, what you're doing is you're moving the decimal point 2 places over by multiplying to the hundredths, okay? And that's how you get 0.25. And then whatever that is, I multiply times 3, okay? And that's equal to 0.75, okay? So this is my theory of what the pattern is, because I worked off the first one. But now I'm gonna go to the second one and see if it actually worked. My cell phone player, my cell phone was $80. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna multiply it by 100th, okay? That's going to equal to 0.80. And let's see if I multiply it times 3, if it equals to $2.40. And remember, ignore the decimal. 3 times 8, or 3 times 80, is going to be 240. And now I put my decimal back in. And yes, it is $2.40. So this is clearly our pattern. Our pattern is we're multiplying by 100ths, and then we're taking that answer, or we're moving the decimal point by 2, and then we're multiplying that answer by 3. So let's look. We're trying to figure out how much commission she's going to get on the digital camera, which is $170. So if the digital camera is $170, we're going to multiply that times the 100th, okay? And that's going to equal, we're moving the decimal point 2 places, so that's going to be equal to $1.70, okay? Now, we take that $1.70 and we're going to multiply that times 3, okay? Remember, we are ignoring that the decimal is there. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And now we're going to put our decimal point in. So it's $5.10. So for selling something that costs $170, this salesperson gets a commission or earns $5.10. Okay, I hope that made sense to you. Now I'd like to talk about a real life application. Let's say I go get my haircut, okay? And my haircut cost $45, okay? And 0 cents, okay? So my haircut cost $45. Now, I'm certainly going to pay the $45, but this is a real life application. The person was lovely. They cut my hair beautifully. We had a very nice chat. So I want to tip them what's called 20%, okay? So what I realize is that 10% is also multiplying by 0.1, okay? So this, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna say 10%, okay? All I'm doing is moving my decimal point one place over. So 10% of this is gonna be $4.50, okay? I hope everybody realized that there's no such thing as $4.05. So we cut off the extra zero, okay? So 10% of this, or 0.1, is equal to $4.50, okay? But I don't want to tip this person 10%. This person was fantastic. I want to tip them by 20%. I hope everybody realized that I'm just going to double the 10%, okay? So I'm just going to multiply that times 2, which is 0, a 10, and that's an 8, and then a 9. So if I want to tip my hairdresser or the person who cut my hair for a $45 haircut, and I want to do 20%, a nice number to give is $9. I usually round up to 10, but that's perfectly fine. The whole point would be is that you understand that the tip of $9 is sufficient. That is a normal 20% tip for this. Let's say the person's horrible and you think they did a terrible job. Then you can tip them 10%, or you can tip them 5%, okay? And then you would just cut that in half, okay? But it's important to understand that 10% is the same exact thing as multiplying it by 0.1. I hope this is something that you understood. If you did not, please email. I think this is an extremely important life skill because it is important to know how to tip people and show that you show gratitude towards them helping you do something or doing a service for you. That's why it's called gratuity, gratitude. Have a great day.